All right, guys, what's going on? Justin from 79th Productions, and today I'm going to be working on the Chevy truck. Super excited about this. I haven't worked on it in a while. I'm going to get back to it. I need to get it running, and here's what we're going to be doing today. So this is the old Quadrajet carburetor. Now this thing was leaking and it kept getting stuck open, so when I was trying to drive it, it would kind of lock up, and then I would have to push it back hard to kind of get it back to where it needed to be. I thought it might have been the actual cables, but it wasn't that. It's the carburetor. I checked that out. So what I'm going to be doing now is I picked up a new carburetor. This is a Quadrajet from Max Heating Rods, and it's a direct replacement. There is a couple of things that are different. This is from, I want to say it's up to like 73. This is a 78 Quadrajet. Now, they're pretty much the same thing, but there's some vacuum lines on the bottom that's not on that one, so I might have to keep them plugged up, but this will definitely work on this engine. So we're gonna go ahead and start taking this out and fire this thing up in a minute. So I'm just gonna take all the connections off, and this is everything's coming out pretty easy. I didn't have anything that kind of locked up on me or anything, so we're just gonna go ahead and take all the connections and fittings off. That way I can go ahead and get this thing fired up, get it swapped out. So these are just gonna come off, and we're gonna take all these vacuum lines off. And now this one has this. I'm not sure, but I think this is, let me know what you guys think. I think this is a cruise control. I'm not sure if it is or not, but let me know what you guys think, because this thing over here comes out and I think it locks into place. So we got all the connections off, and I'm gonna go ahead and start unbolting this thing. Let's go ahead and take these clips off. And guys, all of that, see, all this comes off like super easy, and it's just gonna be little clips that you push in and you slide it forward, and that's going to be all the attachments for that. And then we just got to take off these 4 bolts that are on the carburetor, and we're good. All right, guys, so just starting to take out these 4 bolts, and this thing should be ready to come out. Pull this these back 2 bolts out, and that's it. This thing's gonna be ready to come out. All right, guys, so I broke everything free, and I'm just gonna go ahead and lift this up. Now, one thing I didn't show you guys was behind here, there was a connection behind here, and I just had to take that off, but it was a 5/8, and here this thing goes. It's out, and we're ready to go ahead and swap the new one in. Now, what I think, I'm not gonna put this one on a new carburetor. There's just one screw holding it in right here, and then this bracket just lifts out, but I'm not gonna go ahead and put this on there. I'm just gonna leave this alone, and I'm gonna put it back on the same way and just not reattach this to the new carburetor. All right, guys, so I got the old carburetor off, and I need to switch some things over. I need to pull this out and just pull this out and swap them over. On the new one, that one was plugged up, and this is gonna screw right here. Yeah, it's just gonna screw in right there. I'll go ahead and tighten that down once I get it on the truck, but I'm gonna have to swap some more stuff over. These little throttle brackets, I'm gonna have to swap them over to this, and we should be good to put this thing back on. All right guys, so I switched over these little connections that's gonna hook up to the cables. I swapped that out and I'm pretty much done. I'm gonna take this off. I'm not sure that I'm gonna put it on, but right now we got this thing ready to go, so we're just gonna go ahead and set it up. All right guys, so we're gonna go ahead and put the supplied gasket. This comes with the carburetor, and then let's make sure we got the carburetor the right way. But I'm gonna go ahead and just set it on there so I can start putting the bolts in. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna line everything up so it goes through the gasket before I start tightening everything down, just to make sure, because you see I'm having a little trouble lining it up. And there it goes, it's lined up. And we'll go ahead and put the rest of these in. Try to line them up. You gotta wiggle it around just a little bit. And that one's in. Yep. All right, that one's in. And we'll go ahead and move on to the back too. That one's in, and we're just gonna go ahead and snug all those down with the socket wrench. All right guys, so on this side, here's a little bracket. It has a little dowel pin where it just slides into the carburetor, and we're gonna go ahead and put that bolt on, and now we could just tighten them all down. So we're gonna go ahead and tighten these down. Now remember guys, this is aluminum. You can break that, so don't go ahead and put too much force on those. Look up the torque specs, and you know, that way you don't crack the carburetor or the flanges that hold it down. And this is pretty easy. I'm gonna go ahead and get this side. And guys, I'm just going Xing, doing an X pattern little by little, and that way we can kind of tighten it down evenly. All right guys, so we're gonna come over here and hook up these clips, and we're just gonna slide that in there, and that's super easy. This one's gonna go in here, and we're gonna slide that in here. There we go, and it just clips on. And we're gonna go ahead and hook up the fuel line, and we should be ready to go. We're gonna hook up the fuel line, and guys, really this sometimes is the hardest part, because this metal is kind of angled on there, and it can be a real pain to get this started until you get it in the right spot. And I can't even, I'm trying to maneuver this around, and it's almost there. Up, there we go, got it. Yeah, but that's kind of tight there, and maneuvering this around to get it to where it starts to thread in is sometimes a pain. And guys, do not strip this. It's very easy to, so make sure that's turning freely before you start tighten up the fitting. And we got that in, and it looks like there's a little kink in this line, but that's not going to stop the gas from going through there. But you know, if it was bent up or kinked up a little more than that, it probably would. Got that in there, and we're gonna go ahead and put the one on the back. And guys, this thing is wrapped up. Super easy to put these carburetors on, and it makes a big difference. We're gonna hook up this. I wanna say this one's a choke, and I got this little clip. Be careful, I'm standing on something, I almost fell. But I got this little clip. Guys, you do not wanna lose this clip. So I'm gonna get it on there, and boom, just snapped in. All right guys, so hooking this back fitting up, and then I am done with all the hard fittings. I'll come back and tighten this up, and we're gonna go ahead and hook up all of these vacuum lines now. All right guys, so we're gonna put on all of the vacuum lines, and these are just gonna press in. Now, these are a little bit hard to get on. These are old and brittle. I should change these out, but I already got these, and we're just gonna go ahead and kind of do the best we can. I might have to change them out though, but if you see they're stretching. This one just split, so I'm gonna have to get another vacuum line. All right guys, so we got the carburetor on, everything is situated. I got the battery hooked up, and I'm running just a gas line into this tank. That way I can suck up some clean gas. I do not want to put a used gas tank on that brand new carburetor, so we're gonna just go ahead and run this temporarily until I get a new gas tank. And right now I'm gonna fire it up. The old one was leaking, it was sticking, it was staying stuck. I mean, it was pretty old. So now we got this new one, and hopefully we're good to go. All right guys, so I've been turning the engine over, and it jumped on and cut off. And right now I noticed that the fuel's making its way to the carburetor from the fuel pump. Took a couple times. The battery died. We had to hook up a jump box to it because I needed to get that fuel up. But now that we got the fuel up, I'm gonna fire it up and let's get this thing going. Got this thing fired up. Like I said, it took a little time to get that fuel up because I took the carburetor out, and the new carburetor doesn't have any fuel in it, so it's probably gonna cut off a couple of times till that fuel just gets really circulated through there. You can hear it dying down. I'm gonna give it a little bit of gas. There we go. So we need to let the fuel get circulated in there, get it running, warmed up, and it's running a lot better than the other carburetor was. So before, guys, I couldn't just fire it up and turn it on, and it's actually doing really good. All right, guys, so we got the carburetor on, and this thing fired right up. I'm super excited about that. Big shout out to Max Pedon Rods for sending this carburetor out. Guys, if you don't know, Max Pedon Rods has a lot of replacement parts, and with this carburetor, it works pretty good. So I'm excited about this. It fired up. Now I had to let it run a little bit and adjust the air fuel ratio screws a little bit, but other than that, guys, this was, I mean, with that, because you're gonna have to do that with any carburetor, but this is a direct drop-in, so super excited about that. This is one step closer. This makes this thing one step closer to being on the road. I did order a new fuel tank, so we got the fuel tank in. We're gonna be putting the fuel tank in soon. I'm gonna be changing that starter because that starter is kind of iffy sometimes, but this truck is getting close to being ready to hit the road and drive and use it as my tow project. But that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Big shout out to Max Pedon Rods for sending this Quadra-Jet carburetor out. It works great. I'm excited about this. If you guys want, you can use at Max Pedon Rods website. I have a coupon code. It's coupon code 79. That way you could get a discount on some of the stuff that you order, and any discount helps. So use that discount, that coupon code 79 at Max Peden Rods. And that's going to be it for this one, guys. I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook at 79 Productions. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. God bless you guys.